Welcome back to Priest Adventures. It's been a while, but we're back to it again. This week we're at Pine Log Creek Trail in Rydell. Same county as Pine Mountain, but that's in Cartersville. It's just up the road. We've done this one a time or two before. It's heavily trafficked, so there'll be a lot of people on trail. We're just here early. There's one other car in the parking lot. But it's rated at 4.2 miles and moderate. No waterfall on it this time on this trail, but there is a quarry, a flooded quarry at the end. So we'll like to get to the end of that and take a break. There's a picnic table, and sometimes people will swim in it or fish. So it's a nice little walk, but we're just getting started on trail, so let's get it. So Pine Log Creek Trail, like I said, they said it was 4.2. It is. We're about to cross the creek now. It's a sandy trail at the beginning. I don't think there's a whole lot of elevation to it, but there is a little bit from what I remember. And here's the creek. You got a rocky creek. We're only maybe a quarter mile in, and you have the creek. We'll wrap it over here, and there's a bridge that we go up and across. So it's well maintained. They got a bench right there, so that you can have a seat and watch the creek. That's kind of nice. And I'm sure in the summer you'll get kids playing in this because it's ankle deep. And here's the bridge. So I know we haven't been posting videos for quite a number of months. I've just been really busy with life with kids, and I'm also working on a remodel of my garage, which I've been shooting video of and starting to get an edit of that together, but it's slow going. And some things I may recover in this because it's been about a month since the start of the remodel, and there's some things I may talk about there that I'm going to talk about here. But the youngest got a full ride scholarship to UNG for the ROTC, so that's good. Takes a load off. But yeah, we have a new grandbaby. She's only about a month old now, a little over. So yeah, things have been moving. And we actually shot a video of another hike last week, but with me being rusty with the camera work, I didn't shoot it right, so it was all shaky. I didn't have my settings right, so I had to scrap that one. We'll have to go back and hike that again. Now with this trail, you do want to be mindful that if it's rained within the last few days, it can be kind of a slog through some of it. Right now we're just walking on planks. This would have been a pretty soft part that they just threw boards down for. But it's a fairly wide trail with the pine straw bottom, so it's not too loud. It's quiet to be in. Well, Rydell's nothing's really close to Rydell, and it's blue blazed. Fairly fresh, so that's nice. But Rydell is close to Cartersville. It's just up the road. It's not too bad, but from like Pine Mountain and Cartersville compared to this, it's night and day. And if you get here early in the morning, you can have the parking lot pretty much to yourself. Like I said, we had one of the car with us, and he went ahead of us. We like to let anybody go before us, just go ahead and go. so we don't run into anybody. But if you get here around lunchtime, that parking lot will be pretty full. And on the weekends, you can forget it. On the weekends, this place, you're shoulder to shoulder. It's just like walking a Sweetwater Park in Douglas, or Lithia Springs, Douglasville, whichever one that is. Although I shot one last week, or 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago we did the other hike that I got to go back and reshoot because I really want to get that one on video. But it's nice to get back out here. I feel like I've lost any gains, and just this small walk right here with talking is taking my breath, so got to get back into it again. And we're about to come up to the first split in the trail, so you just left or right, you just decide. But I did notice there's a lot of info placards on the trees. Now that I'm looking for one, I can't find one. I think there's one up here. It just tells you the species of the tree. But again, it's a quiet walk. And I don't know how well this microphone will pick up, but my shoes have a little squeak to them. I just bought new ones. Okay, we're at the first loop, the first split. It goes back that way and then off this way. We're going to go to the right, so we're going to do this counterclockwise, at least on the first part. They have a map nailed to the tree up there, and it says that if you took to the left, it's the strenuous route. It's that way, to the right. I mean, this still has as soon as we cross the bridge, you've got a trail that goes to the left, but I don't know what that goes to. Keep up with your ALLTRAILS app. Keep it in your pocket. And I have T-Mobile, and I have no data service here. So if you have Pro on the ALLTRAILS, you can download the map. I need to just bite the bullet and buy Pro and start doing a Pro review, especially if we start doing this all over again. So we're going to the right. The wife made the call. She didn't want to do the most strenuous one just because we're getting back into it. She says she wants to go the most easy route and the fastest, because that's what we do. But I don't know if you can pick up my boots, shoes. I got new hiking shoes, some new Merrells. They have a squeak to them. Kind of hoping that wears out over time. If not, and it keeps squeaking, I may have to lose these shoes, find something else. I have a pair of Asics trail runners, but I didn't know how this was going to be, if it was going to be overly wet, so I didn't want to wear them today. But they've cut all these trees to open up the trail. And knowing that we've been kind of offline out of it for like the last 4 months. I think we're pushing 5 months now, actually. If you're still subscribed, thank you. You're still hanging out, waiting to see if we're going to post anything, or making sure we didn't get eaten by a bear. So we didn't. We're still here. Just sometimes life hits you. Why does this look strenuous? We're going uphill. This ain't right. So we're taking a quick break. We're, I don't know, maybe a mile in, something like that. There's still just a couple of blooms on the mountain laurel. It is the second half of April, so it'll be getting hot here soon. Actually, it's supposed to be hot today, like summertime weather, but a front's coming in tonight with some rain. It's going to really chill down, so we're still in spring, but we've got to hydrate. This time I bought Life Water. The store that we hit is a little convenience store outside of Bridle. They didn't have smart water in a liter bottle, but this cap will still fit a Sawyer squeeze. Life Water, Essentia, Smart Water, they all have the same size bottle, probably made by the same company, but it fits the Sawyer squeeze, so it's nice to have that. You can refill your bottle, attach it to the top of it, squeeze it into your mouth if you have to, just in case you run out. Because hiking down here in Georgia, like I've said before, it gets hot, very hot. You will sweat out everything that you've got. And with humidity, it doesn't dry, so you just stay damp the entire time. While it can help if you're, you know, in a breeze, like we just had one come through. Whenever it's not, it's just abysmal. So we're gonna grab some water. We can hear the creek at the bottom down here. Take a quick breath because we're a little out of shape, and then we're gonna get back at it. So we're I'm actually gonna look, because this, although it's got a poor connection, it still will follow you. We're not even a mile. We're 9/10 of a mile right now off of this trail, and you come up onto the creek again. So you're kind of coming in and out of the creek. Nice little flat spot here. I don't see any fish, but that's not saying that there ain't out there. And then you got where it comes up around the bend, and there's a bench where you can sit and look. There's spider webs going across the trail, so my wife is having me lead. So I'm about to grab a trekking pole and do the good old swat. So be back at it. Okay, walking up on this. This is one of those, and we're well into the trail, but you've got the oh God, that scared me. I didn't expect it to move. It moves. They got like springs on the back. That's pretty cool. I got a stick touching my legs, freaking me out. Umbrella magnolia sitting right there. There's an offshoot here on the bottom. But yeah, they give little placards on it, so it's pretty cool. Just to let you know what you're dealing with. So just got a fly in the ear. So, but it doesn't tell you whether it'll kill you or not. So that kind of sucks. But okay, we're going back at it. Okay, we've come up onto the second loop. That's the return for it. Just ran into the guy that was out on the parking lot. Felt like he was a little turned around, so I was trying to find the trailhead, and apparently he had walked the loop a couple of times. So download the app, follow the trail, or follow the map on the app. We had the same thing happen to a couple it was years ago on Pine Mountain in Cartersville, and they had missed the summit trail. Was like on the east mountain. Yeah, we're on the west loop with them. They were walking up. They were ahead of us. We did the entire west loop, walked up to the summit, took a long break, come back down, and here they are coming up the east side. And they asked, where's the summit? We said, it's there. They said they walked the entire east mountain looking for the summit. But apparently they were looking at their feet the whole time. They wasn't paying attention. So follow that map. Keep it in your hand. If you're going to be in an area where you don't think you have cell service, if you have Pro, download it. If you don't, go ahead and pull it up and have the map on the screen, and the GPS will still mark you there, although you don't have service, and you can start your recording and follow you. Because although you may not have cell service, you may not have data service, GPS will still pick you up with most phones, from what I've seen. So now we're on this second loop. We're going to knock this out and get to the quarry and get a video of that. If we come across anything interesting, of course I'm going to turn on the camera. But other than that, it's still very little rocks on this trail. And like I said, still not a lot of elevation, but we haven't finished it out yet. And it's been years since we've done this. Okay, there's There's one part of this trail you need to really pay attention to. It's while we're still trying to get to the quarry off this side, the trail does a hard turn back the way it came. So it's just a, yeah, she fell here once before. There was another couple, but the trail looks like it continues that way. There's just some sticks laying across the ground. Don't go that way. You're going the wrong way. Make sure you come and make this hard turn, because you're coming back up there. And my wife was coming down this way, and there was another couple that was walking back from here, and she just feet out from under her, butt hit the ground. Always falls in front of people. So, but we're still making our way to the quarry. We should be at it here pretty soon. And again, the creek is down off to our left. So you're just going back and forth crossing the creek. There's little bridges here and there. There's no water crossings. And the bridges are well maintained. The big one at the front has got the double handrails. There was one that had a single. The ones we've been crossing now, we're about to cross one here in a minute, it has none. So, but they're not very high off the ground, so it's not too bad. So yeah, we're coming off this way. The loop actually continues this way, but you take this spur down through here to get to the quarry, and it's not far. So come down and you cross this bridge, and the quarry should be just up around the bend here. Now I don't know what kind of quarry this was. It's not like one of those big strip mined quarries that they stopped and fill with water, you know, like The Walking Dead, like season 1 of The Walking Dead. They did it at a quarry down in I think it was in Atlanta where they did it there. This quarry is very small, and it is just off the trail. I mean, it's worth walking over and taking a look at. If you wanted to bring a fishing rod out here, it's to the left, sweetie. If you wanted to bring a fishing rod up through here, you could. It's a long walk to go fishing. They still have the placards, the little info signs. But there's the quarry. Real still water. You can actually make your way out onto that rock. Kind of looks like a frog sticking up. We'll get over here because somebody had the wherewithal to put in a picnic table. And we have actually set up our hammocks between the trees here and on the other side over there. So we set up our hammocks here before. And not only is it a table, it's Trex, so it won't rot. So this is a good spot to take a break. And the trail continues. You can continue the trail along there and then hop the rocks and end up on top of that thing. I don't really recommend jumping in because you probably can't pick it up on the camera, but there are a lot of large rocks in this water, and they are close to the surface. You can see them, little rusty spots sticking up. But it's a good place for a break. It's halfway on the trail, so we're about halfway through, and we're gonna grab some water, catch our breath, and then get back on the trail and get back running again. And my wife just sneezed. I think she just scared all the deer in the area. Thought I'd get a quick shot of the trail snacks. So we have, what is that, the chili pistachios? It's chili pistachios.
Fire roasted.
What?
Fire roasted chili.
Yeah. Chili pistachios, this is the red bag. This is like a Mexican trail mix type of stuff. Beef jerky, it's Doritos hot chili, sweet chili. And the Jack Link's teriyaki tender bites. So they were in bigger bags. We just put them down in sandwich bags so they fit into the bag a little bit better, and it's easier to get in and out of them without having open bags in the back of the thing. And there it goes. She just took it. She's hungry. So we're gonna grab some of these snacks, get a little bit of the water right there, and get back on trail. And if you're interested in seeing what actually I carry in this bag with me on every single hike, it's kind of our go-to. It's what we've figured out over the years that works best for us. Leave a comment. I'll definitely shoot a video. It may be something outdoors, it may be something inside. I'm not really sure. Never really done a bag video, but if you're interested, I don't mind going over that. So we'll be back with you in about half a second, as I know I'm going to turn this thing back on. Okay, had enough time to get something to drink, some snacks. Actually took some of the little trail mix, the little Mexican trail mix stuff, and fed the bream bass in there. There's a whole bunch. I wouldn't mind doing this and have a collapsible pole and a small tackle setup in my bag and come and fish this. Now I didn't pause the ALLTRAILS app for this break, but it was only about a minute or two. It wasn't very long. So there's a sign there that said no motor vehicles allowed. But yeah, I'm gonna be sniffling for a bit because of all the spices. But now we're going back to the trail and finish out these loops. And this is the little bridge. Just cross this little creek. So we came in off the right. We're coming back up to the loop. We're gonna go that way, and we're gonna finish out. It says sign there. It says 1.0 East Loop. So it says it's a mile on the East Loop. And this is an eastern redbud. And in the spring, they are gorgeous. Early spring, they're the first ones to bloom around here. Almost looks like a dogwood with the pink blooms. But they are everywhere in early spring. Maybe next year we can get out and hike whenever it's early spring. Well, you speak and the trail makes you a liar. I said that there was bridges everywhere and there's no creek crossing. Well, that's part of a creek. It's not the main creek, but it's part of the creek. And we got to cross it to get up into there. So we're going to do a little hop, skip, and jump and make our way over. So I'm going to go first. Wife's going to follow, and then we'll pick it back up. And we're still trying to get back up to the original loop. And we have a blowdown. It's an old dead tree. We're almost back to that loop. But it's an old dead tree that's a blowdown that they have not cut yet. So it must have been happened within the last few weeks or so. So right there. So we got that. But as we're kind of on the side of a mountain, side of the hill. I mean, it's the southern tip of the Smokies, but Appalachian Mountains. I'd say it's part of the mountain. Why not? It's a Georgia mountain, which we still got to make our way up to Brasstown Bald. I know our son's been up there. I know it's a short hike up there, but it's pretty steep. But we are going to make it. Maybe fall. I don't want to do it in the middle of summer. I kind of like doing shaded stuff more if we can. But there's ferns everywhere. They're all over the place. It's really neat. It's a lot of green. And no big animals, just a squirrel here and there. But we're going downhill now. So it's okay at first, but the shins start to feel it. Yeah, you probably can see the ferns. They're all over the place on this side. Kind of muffles the sound a little bit. Between that and walking on pine needles. need to learn how to work this camera a little better. The front screens, the screens like to power down, I guess to save battery. And while I'm recording, I'd like to keep them on just so I can see where I'm at in the screen. So you'll see me reach around and touch the back. That's what I'm doing, is waking the screen back up. So a little more reading up on this this camera. Maybe I'll get it figured out. I'll probably get it figured out and then trade it in for something else. That's kind of how I do. Okay, we just did the blowdown, came around the corner, and that's where the trail comes back together. So we're walking back to get back onto the other loop, because they're loops, but there's like a little tail that kind of match, come up between them. So we'll come up to this, and then we'll continue onto the trail again. So it's not like the Pine Mountain where one loop intersects with the other one. So if you wanted to go to the entire mountain, you know, then the summit trip, this one kind of walks back in on itself. I mean, it's less than 1/10 of a mile, because they come back together and then it splits again. And this is the one right there. Oh, there we go. That has the single handrail. It's a little higher. We came in off this side. This is where I ran into that other dude. So we came in off this side. We're gonna finish out the loop this way and see what else there is to see. And the cool thing is with these signs, it's probably hard to see, but you got your west loop, east loop. We just finished the east loop, and you are here. So they give you the star like you're at the mall. So this one does have a strenuous section to it. It's got a section that's red. I don't know if it's uphill going this way or if it's downhill. Not really sure, but we'll find out. It's just been a long time since we've been on this trail. And we had breakfast this morning, but it's getting to be lunchtime because we take a lot of breaks. You could definitely run this trail if you wanted to run it, but I'm not trying to run. I want to walk. I'll run at the gym. So we'll see if there's, we're just following along the trail. We'll see if there's anything else further up here. If not, we'll get back to the car and give a rating and read off what it says and get the mileage that it actually is per my phone. Okay, we're getting close, but we just went through a good half mile, if not a little more, of really steep and switchbacks. I didn't get video of it because we were just trying to get through it. So that is definitely a strenuous way to go. It's a workout if you're going this way. If you do it counterclockwise, it is pretty strenuous going up, but to be honest, I would rather go up than go down, because my shins will be killing me if I was doing that going on downhill. So just be mindful that first loop. If you want to go uphill, counterclockwise. If you want to go downhill, clockwise. But now we're heading back down the mountain to the Trailhead Trail. And we'll see just how steep it is on this side. I don't think it is as long as the other side, but I'm not sure. But we've hit the top. There's not much of a view from all the trees with all the green, but you can definitely feel more of a breeze up here than it was coming up that other side. That other side was in a valley, and although it's April 21st, it is kind of muggy for it to still be spring. So we're going to pick our way down. The trail really narrows a lot more through here, and it's a lot rockier. So we're watching our step, and gonna head on down. Okay, we're getting off the second loop here, and the loop is it's got a good sign to it, sweetie. It's that way. So you have the West Loop sign, and here is the trailhead and parking sign. Now it'd be nice if they took that sign and hung it onto that one there, just to share that. Because if you're coming up through here, you come up on the back side of it, you won't pay any attention to it, and then you end up walking it again, just like my wife was about to. So now we're gonna hit the trailhead trail back to the car and give a review. And surprisingly, we've only seen one other person on this trail. They were heading ahead of us and went way further ahead of us. We took a couple of breaks, so they're probably already at their car. So let's finish this out. Okay, we just finished the Pine Log Creek Trail in Rydell, Georgia. It's outside of Cartersville. Gonna get a quick drink, because we just got everything off and put in the car. It claims that it's a 4.2 mile loop trail. It is a good place for dogs if you want to, carry them. It is allowed here. It's open year round, so pretty decent trail. Now, to do the reviews, 5-star was from 6 days ago, a Kenneth Andrews. It said one big muddy area after the first bridge and a couple of smaller ones throughout the rest, which is not too bad after all the rain yesterday. Other than that, a few slick spots and spring growth just starting to encroach on the trail. We didn't get much of the spring growth on the trail. You get a little bit, just kind of hit your ankles, but it's not where you can't see. And thank God that was 6 days ago. We had some pretty heavy rains, so yeah, about 6 days later it's dry. We just had that one little creek crossing, and that was fairly easy, just hopping a couple of rocks. The lowest one I could find was from 2021. Flown Kimmerling gave it 2 stars. A really pretty trail, but I do not recommend to those hoping to get some social distance on their hikes. It was high traffic, narrow, and not accessible to those with disability, partial disability. There's only one trail that I know of that has disability access, and that is in North Carolina. It is the tallest waterfall east of the Mississippi, and it is a state park with a really wide concrete access. It is uphill, so people in wheelchairs were getting pushed. Hopefully this summer we'll be able to pull up that, get up to that place and get it, show it. It's a quick stop and just like a 5-minute walk up the hill. The trails in Georgia, you're not going to find a whole lot of accessibility. That's not what it's really known for around here. Like Pine Mountain doesn't have any way of, if you have a disability. So I'm not exactly sure what she was aiming for with that one. Now for our review, it shows that we did it in 4.82. That's 0.6 of a mile more. So it's over half mile more than what it says on the ALLTRAILS app. Be expected to be doing closer to 5 miles instead of the 4 mile. If you're looking for a quick 4 mile, don't come here. Go to Pine Mountain, do either the 2.5 or the 3, whichever side you're on. This one is closer to 5 miles. It feels every bit of 5 miles. We didn't hit a whole lot of the dirt or the mud. We didn't hit a whole lot of the mud, but all in all, it was a really good trail. For it to be strenuous in places but nice in others. There's some places where it really gets your heart rate up, but the end of it is the quarry. And if you took a small fishing rod and a little tackle setup, you could spend all day there just sitting and fishing and packing a lunch. So I'll give it 5 stars. It does help that it's early spring. It is not too hot. We have not yet hit noon. It's not even 11 o'clock yet. It's probably about 70 degrees, 75, and it's perfect. This is perfect day for a hike like this. So I definitely recommend it. If you're near the Rydell area, definitely come out here and check it out. You won't be disappointed. Just be expected to be doing 5 miles instead of 4. But with that being said, and as of right now, the parking lot's fairly empty. It is a Thursday morning, but the parking lot is fairly empty. Maybe when school lets out, it'll get a lot more crowded. We've been here before and it was really crowded. But with that being said, we're gonna go grab some lunch. Join us on our next adventure. Thanks. Bye.